Alright, welcome to Thursday. We are still in 10.8 diagramming data, but we are going to move on to a different type of diagram. This diagram is called a stem and leaf diagram. Now, I have a lot of students kind of get confused or overwhelmed, but I will let you know that this is one of the easiest diagrams. Alright, this is one of the easiest diagrams. Here's how it works. First of all, these are two-digit numbers. And for the first example, I'm just going to show you how to do it, okay? Because if you've never seen one, you won't understand how to make one. So when I start making a stem and leaf diagram, I first start with a cross type figure here. And if you want to, you can label them. This right here is going to be our stem, and this is going to be our leaf, or leaves. Leaf, or leaves. Okay. And then we want to write this information as simply as possible. So what we're going to do, I'm going to first, I notice these are two-digit numbers in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So for my stem, I'm going to put 5, 6, and 7. Okay? And then from there, I fill in, so these are the tens digits that I'm working with. And now I'm going to fill in the ones digits that correspond. And I do it in order from least to greatest. So first of all, starting with the 50s. What is the smallest 50 here? Let's see. 50, is it 56? I wish you guys can answer me. All right, it is 56. I see a 56 here, and I see a 56 here, so I'll put 6, and then I'll leave a space, and I'll put a 6. Now notice I don't put commas there, just putting those digits. So we have, this says 56, 56. The next digit, or the next, oh, wait, we forgot another 56. So we have 3 56s. The next number I see here is 57. So I'll put a 7 here. The 5 is already here, so this is saying 56, 56, 56, 57. Then I see 58. Oh, wait, we got another 57. Then we have 58, and we have 2 of those, so I'll put 8 and 8. And then I have a 59, and I'll put my 9 over here. So this says 56, and 56, and 56, and 57, 57, and so on. Then I notice I've used all of my 50s, so I'm going to move to my 60s. So the smallest one I have is 60 itself, so I'll put a 0 over here. This means 60. So I'll check that off. I'm checking these off to make sure I don't forget anything. You'll notice even as I'm doing them that I'm almost forgetting things. You can go back and erase, right, if you forgot something. Then we have 61. So I'll put a 1 down here, right? This represents 61. Let's see, next smallest would be 63. Again, we're leaving a space. We don't use commas for this chart. Then we have 64. Then we have 65, 66, and we've used all of the 60s. All we have left is 70 and 73. So down here, for this stem of 70, we'll fill in a 0, that means 70, right? And then we'll fill in a 3. And now we've created a visual representation of this data. People can quickly see, oh, there are more 50s than 60s. And we can quickly look at the data. This is a very simple graph, and it can be useful in some applications. Let's move on to example 2. This is our final example in today's lesson, and I'm going to give a little bit more wait time because I'd like you to get ahead of me and then check your work as I finish. So the very first thing you're going to do, and again you'll notice that these are two-digit numbers with a one-digit number as well, so we'll talk about how we deal with that. Let's start by making our cross, and you're welcome to fill in with those words, stem and leaf. Okay, so first of all, we need to fill in our stems. Now it's 2 digits, and we didn't have any 3-digit problems, although you will see them in your homework. So I'll help you when we get down there just to get started. So let's choose our stems. Now we see 20s, 30s, 40s, 60s, 70s, 50s, 30s, 10s. What's in the tens digit on 9? If we don't see anything there, what would it be? It would be 0, right? So that's what's going to come first in our stem. So we have that will be 0, 9. So if we want to start filling in the leaves, we can do that. I'm going to fill that one in. Then I see we'll use a 1 for the tens digit here. Let's get our stem finished, and then we'll come back and fill these in. Do we have a 20? Yes, we do. So we'll put a 2. We have a 30, so we'll put a 3 as our stem. 40s, so we'll put a 4. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'll fill all of those stems in there. And now we are ready to fill in the leaves. So we already filled in 9. 0, 9 means 9. Then we have 1, 7 will be 17, right? Then we have 2. Now we want to put these in order again. So we see 25 and 27, and I think that's all I see. So we'll put 5 and 7. Moving to our 30s, we have 37 and we have 30. So we'll put 0 and then 7. Go ahead and fill in the 40s and we'll check together. Fill in the 40s. Let's see if you get it right. Okay, so we have, oops, sorry, couldn't see part of it. You should have 41 and 48 filled in there. Keep going if you think you've got it figured out. Fill in your 50s. And the only 50 I see is 52, so you'll just drop a 2 back here. That means 52. Then we have our 60s. Fill those in. Well, we have 60, 64, and 69, so I'll put a 0, a 4, and a 9. And then lastly, we have our 70s, and I have 72 and 74. And again, I check those off just to make sure I don't forget a number. And there you have a stem and leaf graph. So let's take a look at the homework quickly. I'm seeing a typo. So this should say stem and not whisker, stem and leaf. Yikes. Easter break got us too long apparently. We are going to create a stem and leaf. Now you guys are going to create this because this is a homework assignment, but I want to get you started on this. When we go to create this stem and leaf, you're going to need your cross like before. How do you think you can make a stem and leaf for this type of data set? Now there are different ways you could do it. You could put the 1 in front and you could put 39, 41, 79, right, coming from these data pieces. Or you could put 2 digits in front. So I'm going to put the first one that you'll need to put. The smallest number I see here is 125. So you'll put 1, 2, like 12, and then put your 5 over here. That means 125. And then you're going to put, now this is 120s, okay, so 125. The next would be, after 12 is 13. Are there any 130 numbers? And there are. So you're going to continue to fill out this stem and leaf. If it skips, so let's say there are no 140s, and there is one, so you wouldn't do this. But if there were no 140s, you wouldn't need to put 14 here and leave it blank. You would just skip it. All right, so that is your homework, and I'll see you tomorrow.